Hey everybody, welcome back to Bushcraft Joe, and today is the first Wednesday of the month, and today's bushcraft topic for you beginners out there is your first aid kits. So this is something that is very much discussed on the forums, which you probably have seen in Facebook forums and other places, and you probably ran into the guy who thinks that he needs to take an EMT kit out there when he goes bushcrafting or camping. I'm going to tell you that you don't. And I'm going to tell you why. So, later on in this series, coming up, we're going to get into some safety tips using cutting tools that is definitely going to help prevent injuries from you or anybody else. And we're also going to get into something on this video as far as your first aid kits. What do you need in them? So I would always suggest taking a small bottle of aspirin, ibuprofen, whichever one is better for you. Aches and pains and boo-boos, headaches, things like that. You know, they're great for that type of stuff. Second thing I would also issue is getting some stop bleed. So in the event that you do have a serious cut out there, you need something that is going to stop the bleed. Celox is widely available. You can get that in gauze now. So you can actually pack the wound and then take a bandana and wrap your bandana around that wound and keeping the gauze pressed aside. It comes in powder form, comes all kinds of different ways. So I would recommend that stop bleed kit. I also would recommend tourniquet because at some point you are probably going to be using an axe. And, man, if you mess with that axe and it gets you, it's really going to get you. So that's important. I would also just keep a small boo-boo kit. I would stock up on stings, burns, things like that. I would definitely go after the stings, having bug repellent. It's controversial whether or not a snake bite kit actually works. I've heard mixed reviews on that. You know, the technology says yes, and then at the same time, technology says no. So do your research on a snake bite kit. If you think that they work, throw one in there, because pretty much anywhere you go, there's a poisonous snake somewhere. And unless you are really adept to identifying everything, it's probably not a good idea to mess with snakes. Example, I had a nice good 3, maybe 4 foot long rat snake. Pretty sure it was a rat snake, seen it before, and multiple people have identified me as such. This is not aggressive, didn't really care I was there, didn't care I was filming, didn't care I was talking. And he just kind of slithered by me, and as it did, I filmed it and left it alone. It would have been really cool to pick it up, but hey, you know, safety first, right? The guy didn't bother me any. He didn't really care that I was there or not. But when we get into things like that, that's about knowing your environment, and we've already covered that. Burn. Plenty of burn cream. And the more people you plan on having with you, the more I would stock up on that. You could trip and fall into the fire. You could drop something in the fire and go to grab it and not even think about it. You're going to be boiling the water and cooking with metal pots and cups. Very easily to grab one of those and not think about it. You can spill boiling water on yourself. You know, just many ways to do this. So plenty of burn cream. Outside of that, I really wouldn't get too much into building a giant kit. The chances are you're just not going to need a lot of it. And I know it's better to have and not need than need not have. But again, this goes into weight and it goes into a budget. You want to be able to bushcraft on a budget. I mean, if you've got 2 or 3 people with you, or at least an extra person, then you can start, you know, packing a little extra and split things up between the 2 of you. So that's what I kind of got on the first aid aspect of this, and it's really not that hard. You can go further with this, and we may in the future do some videos where we get into tourniquets and stretchers and things like that that you can make out there if you've got other people with you. there's a lot that you could do out into the forest. The biggest thing I want to teach you guys is how to avoid all that, how to be safe. And that starts with cutting tools and things like that. Cut resistant gloves is something I will show you guys because they're cheap. I mean, I've got 3 pairs, they're all the same. They're like level 5 cut resistant gloves. They work extremely well. They're not puncture proof by any means. You could definitely take your knife and cut them up, but by poking, stamping them. But I can tell you that I have ran knives, my saws, and I've even ran my tomahawk blade over just, as the course of carving and doing working on a piece of wood. Never been cut by them. And they're not Kevlar, so they're actually kind of nice. I oftentimes will get a larger pair of gloves and double up, so I got leather that kind of protected my hands from the cold, and I've also got the cut resistant underneath. So that's what I got. Stay safe, stay free, and stay armed. Like, share, subscribe as always. Ring that notification bell and hit that subscribe button. Thanks everybody. I'll see you next month.